All right, we in it? We in it. It
We
is.
live.
Time to podcast. What's up,
Oh
guys?
yeah.
Welcome to Survivor Buffs here on Reality Pop, hosted by myself and Gideon McManus. Today we are doing part 2 of our 4-part series where we are tier ranking. We actually have a third guest here today, my dog Winston. We are tier ranking every single season of Survivor from start all the way to finish. We're going to break it up into 4 parts. If you haven't checked out part 1, go ahead and check that out. I'm assuming it's going to be over there in the suggested videos where we did Borneo to Palau. Today we are doing Guatemala season 11 all the way up until Heroes versus Villains. Not surprised if we get at least 2 S tiers during this, if not 3 or 4. This is a good stretch of seasons.
Oh yeah, this is a awesome stretch of seasons. A lot of people would probably call this the best era of Survivor. It might be, who knows? But there's a lot of good stuff in there. Might be some low points, but mostly good.
Yeah, I know in Peridium did a video once where he broke Survivor up into 6 eras, and I believe he called like the Cook Islands, or not, maybe it was past Cook Islands. I think it was China up until Heroes and Villains. He considered that to be like the golden era, which I think is, if there was ever a stretch of like 6 seasons that was the best stretch, it was probably China till Heroes and Villains. So we're going to get into it today, guys. Before we get into it with season 11 Guatemala, I just wanted to remind everyone to go ahead and subscribe. We are already at, I think we got 460 today. So we're trying to get 1,000 subs by the summer. That's our goal. If we get 1,000 subs, we have an exclusive interview with Jeff, Boston Rob, Rupert, Hatch, Todd, all in one, and we'll release it if we get to 1,000. 50% chance I'm lying, but there's also
that is absolute facts.
You know what? 900 subs and we'll release the video. 900 subs. Go ahead and hit sub. Not only for that, but also so you can see we do Survivor top 10s every week. We do Survivor best ofs. We did best of Sari. We did best of Tony. We do Survivor Analyzed, where we
also we have
controversial moments.
We have the esteemed Coach Drew.
Drew.
He's one of a lot of people like him. He's a very sexy individual. So yeah, he has videos here too, and that's enough reason for you guys to subscribe.
Probably the fan favorite of the channel so far.
It's the fan favorite. I don't know how, but everybody just loves Coach Drew. It's awesome to see.
I mean, I get how because of
I get how, yes.
Yeah,
I get how.
I know what you're saying. It's because he hasn't had a podcast before. He's just that good, that knowledgeable.
I know, he's just that good. I know.
We're also, before we start, we're also doing a Survivor trivia competition at the end of the month, last day of the month. Coach Drew is absolutely the favorite to win. All of us, it's basically Coach Drew versus 15, but it's every man for himself. Anyway.
Adam's the dark horse.
Not at all. If I come in top 10, I'll be happy. Right. Coach Drew is absolutely built different. Let's not even tier rank. Let's just talk about how great Drew is.
He is great.
Here's where we're at so far. These are the results of part 1. As you can see, we have 1 S tier. No surprise, it's Pearl Islands. Probably the biggest shock has been me and Gideon both putting All-Stars in the A category.
And Coach Drew put it in D.
Yes. Well, I didn't say he was perfect. I didn't say he was flawless. He's almost perfect. That is probably the one thing keeping Coach Drew from being a perfect Survivor fan is his distaste for All-Stars.
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't like All-Stars. I guess, like, in my opinion, Drew's take on All-Stars is probably like he focuses on the Hatch situation too much. So he probably doesn't like All-Stars because of that. Because it seemed like that's what he kept going back to.
But we'll have a separate video for that. Check out Drew's podcast, Survivor Hot Takes, just premiered last weekend. He has a new episode this Sunday where he's talking about all the rumors circling season 41. Is it going to be less than 39 days? Is it going to be Survivor Worlds Collide? I don't know if you guys saw that. It's not. plot twist. We actually reached out to the guy who made that image. He actually made a couple of our thumbnails. All of the thumbnails that have like all the logos, those are all him. Didn't know that was him.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah. How crazy is that? I was like, he posted his video or his admission of it being fake on Reddit, and I was like, wait, that's Pump Smash. That's his name, is Pump Smash.
And you made our thumbnails.
Yeah, with the
wow.
logo. Yeah. How crazy is that? So we tried to get him on. He didn't want to do it, but I'll try. Pump Smash, if you're watching this, come on and tell us how you did it, because everyone
that
wants
is
to
legendary.
Know.
That's dude, he literally trolled millions of people. Holy
millions.
Crap.
He posted on Reddit, was like, my joke. He said a couple people thought it was a joke. Wasn't a couple people. We had Sister Nino tweeting about it. We had Russell Hantz was tweeting about it.
Yeah, dude, Survivor Talk was going crazy. They were like, Lauren Ashley Beck and Kelly Whitworth were like biting at it. Like, are you serious? Yeah. This is the theme.
Pump Smash, if you are here listening to this, come on with Coach Drew this Sunday. We need you. Okay. That was a long introduction. We're going to tier rank. Here's our tier rank so far. A good bit of everything. I feel like the D's are going to start coming in once we get past heroes and villains. I think there's not a lot of D's and F's right now. Thailand's our only F. Can you guys see? Is that big enough for everyone to see? Let me know in the live chat if you guys can see.
We can change it every so often to where it's a full screen, but I think it's good
we can zoom in if you guys can't see, but let me know. Okay. Guatemala. Do you want to go first with Guatemala, or do you want me to start?
Can you start for this? Because I feel like we might disagree, so it's probably better if you start.
Yeah, I know before this we said this might be the range where we disagree the least, but if there's one or two, Guatemala is going to be one. It's the two G's, Guatemala and Gabon. Guatemala is a tough one because I'm going to tell you this, I'll give it a C. I think it's one of the most underrated seasons. Does that mean it's underrated in the sense where people think it's bad when it's actually one of the best? No. I think it's an underrated season with a super underrated winner. I love Danny's win. I actually enjoyed seeing Stephanie in her comeback. She played a somewhat similar game, but made the improvements where she needed to, and it got her all the way to the end where I believe she only lost by a vote, maybe 2 votes, maybe more. It wasn't a sweep by any means.
No.
But it had some okay rivalries in there with Bobby John and Jamie Newton, which I consider a super underrated rivalry.
I just think it's so cringe. Like that. Like
that's fine
it's just
with me.
Two guys. That is fine, right? But like, it's super cringe. Like just dude, I'm a dude. Okay, me and you are dudes. Okay, obviously, but like, I don't know. Like, I don't think me and you are that kind of alpha male. Like, can you?
I'm not. No.
Did you not cringe when they were like, "Oh yeah, yeah, exactly, dude"? That was so cringe to me. But
I laughed.
I actually, I changed my mind. We're not gonna disagree. I would have put it at C as well.
Okay.
I would have put it low C.
First hidden immunity idol, so that's a plus. I love
Gary.
Yeah.
He's such a great landscaper.
The moment when was it Judd or was it, I forget who it was, got voted off, and he said, "Hope you all get bitten by crocodiles." Legendary vote out moments. It was the first time that we had players return in the sense that it wasn't like an all-stars. It was the
first captain season.
Yeah, first captain season, first mixed season as far as being mixed between some returning and non-returning in the same season. So that was a lot of firsts. It was also the first season I remember. So I do have that part of me where I hold it near and dear because it's the first season I remember. I actually liked the tribes. That's the tribe, the shelter location. A lot of people knock it because of the shelter location. I kind of like the pyramid, non-beach style. It was apparently extremely hot. So they had a lake there that they couldn't swim in because there was alligator. It was alligator infested. So that did make the season a little sluggish towards the end. But I say C. I would say high C. Like I'd probably put it above Palau. Yeah,
Fair.
that's probably it.
All
So
right.
C.
Yeah, see.
I feel like C is gonna end up with the most because it's the average one. It's the middle
Yeah,
one.
it is. Yeah, yeah.
Panama. I like Panama. I'd give Panama a B. It's probably solely for the cast. I think it's the funniest season. I think Panama, if you go back and rewatch Panama, it is the funniest season. It had one of the best character-based final six. You had Shane Powers, the best character in Survivor history to never return. You had Sari in her first season. You had Terry and Aris, the greatest rivalry in Survivor history, and you had Danielle, who was kind of like the low key person who like was making some moves, probably wasn't going to win, but was making some moves. Got invited back for Heroes and Villains, and was a lot more prominent in that. Such a great final six, and Bruce was there at the end too. So many funniest season in Survivor history. Good winner, best rivalry. To me, it's a 5. First time starting off with 4 tribes at the beginning too.
Man, I might have put it higher.
Really? Wow! I thought you were going to say lower.
I love that season, man. What are you talking about?
We might just be seeing higher.
Shane? I love Shane. I love Shane. I love Terry, obviously. Aris, boring in my opinion, but it is what it is. And then you have Sari, Bruce. Of course, dude. I put it A.
See, I'd put it. Would you put it A leaning B though? Because I don't know if I would put it in my A. I'm pretty firm with. I would put it like B leaning slightly more towards C. Just because it does drag a little bit.
I can't say it's leaning S, so I guess it would be leaning B. But dude, okay. it's a solid A for me. But you can put it.
See, I love the post merge. The only reason I wouldn't put it at A is because it does drag a bit in the pre merge. I think maybe it's because there's too many characters. Like it was just such a great casting season. Like even seasons like Pearl Islands with all the great characters, they had.
I mean. You had great characters in the astronaut guy and I mean there's a lot of good ones there. Yeah, you can put it B, I guess. It did have a bit of a drag, I agree. Just like I would put it over Vanuatu though.
Okay.
I would.
Cook Islands to me is an A.
To me
is an A leaning S.
To me it's an S.
Oh man, we might have to decide on A or S for Cook. See, Cook is my favorite season.
It's S leaning A, and you said it's A leaning S. It's like if we had to it's not a solid S. Like it's not. I don't think it's as good as Pearl Islands, but it's pretty darn good.
Yeah, here's what's weird is like I say it's my favorite season, but I don't know if I consider it like the best season. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. So, okay, the character's great. The gameplay is astounding from Yule. Ozzy doesn't really have gameplay. I'm always going to be an Ozzy hater. But and then
Ozzy in that season is the greatest single season for a challenge competitor ever. I know people have immunities, but Colby and Joe and Mike also had like no competition. Ozzy had
take a look at Yule. Yeah, take a look at Yule, dude. That was his competition, and he's still
super underrated challenge competitor.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I don't know, dude. I was thinking S, but I'm okay with an A.
It's so weird because
it's tough. It's tough to put it in A because it's a really good season. Really good.
And I know you understand, but if for anyone watching that doesn't understand what I mean by saying it's my favorite in the sense that like I was more emotionally invested in this season than I was in any other Survivor season. I mean, maybe like Samoa, but Samoa I was only emotionally invested in one person. With this, I was emotionally invested in a tribe, in a team that was already down, and then Penner and Candace switched.
The mutiny is awesome. I mean,
and it was this super powerful, tight tribe versus these 4 underdogs. And those 4 underdogs wiped all of them out one by one with amazing challenge come. Every challenge felt like a Marvel movie. Like the ending's like a climax to a Marvel movie. Penner was in it. You had Penner's first season. Parvati was first season. You have Billy Garcia, the whole thing with Candace.
The legend. The legend. Man. I fell in love in this season, man. Yeah, dude.
Let's just put it in S.
Okay. I agree.
Let's just put it in S. Okay. Fiji. Great winner. Other than that,
I know it's like man, Earl's lit.
Here's Fiji. Great winner.
Yeah.
Great survivor moment with the dreams and Yao Man car thing, and like great strategic player who's way ahead of his time in Yao Man.
I'm a sucker for Rocky as well.
Other than those 3 things. What is I'm agreeing with Christian here. I'm agreeing with Christian.
I am too. It's C leaning D for me.
Okay. It's so tough. This is tough. We don't come into this prepared.
I know you're not D leaning F. I know you're not.
Yeah. We don't. For those who can't tell, we don't come in with these pre-ranks. It's a solid D. All right, I'll give it the D.
The winner is great, but we're ranking the season, not the winner. That's the thing.
Right. Yeah. For those who didn't see part 1 or did see part 1 and forgot, we're encompassing everything here. How emotionally invested you were, how good the challenges were, how good the story was, how good of a narrator we had for the season, the comebacks, the rivalries, the characters, everything, how strong the winner was, everything combined into one thing.
That's what Fiji has going for it. It has a great winner. What else is there though?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we got China. To me, China is the ultimate. Is it an S or is it an A? I think you're leaning more toward B. If I had to guess.
No. I would say a very, very solid A at least.
Okay. I'm A leaning S, but I would. But it's a strong A. Well. It's probably the high. It's for me. It's probably going to end up being the highest A, like the A. Yeah. The closest an A would come to an S.
Yeah,
probably.
I think Cook Islands just edges out China. Just.
Yeah, because Cook Islands, great winner, great final 3. Great characters, James. It has its moments, with Todd's final tribal council, against Jean Robert, with Courtney and her sass, with
I will
James and his 2 idols.
I will explain why I think China is an A and not an S.
Okay.
I'm not a huge Amanda fan. I think she's a little whiny. Sue me, but that's what I think. So I didn't. That's the only that's what knocked it for me. Like in Cook Islands, I could say I could laugh at the final 4 at the other 2 chicks in the final 4, but like Amanda, I don't know. Just
the one thing with Amanda is it took over 100 days of playing Survivor for her to get voted out. Can't take anything against that.
That's fair enough, but that tells you something that she couldn't even win.
Right.
Like she floats. She's a floater. Amanda's
Courtney
floater.
Was great. PG was great. There were everyone who got voted off pre-merge, though, to me is just not that interesting. Another thing I love about China is that I didn't really take into consideration for that many other seasons, except maybe Pearl Islands and Cambodia, is it had a great use of the location, of the theme of the season. Like they did Chinese rituals. They really went all out with the China theme. I really liked the location.
Oh, yeah. The beginning's iconic. Them going to the temple.
Yeah.
Where's Temple the right for that? Something like that.
Sounds like we're leaning A. And I'd put it above All Stars and Borneo, for sure.
I would too. I agree.
Sorry if I do have a squeaky chair. I'm gonna fix
everyone, Adam is not farting. That is just his chair. All right, carry on.
Is that what it sounds like?
A little bit.
Micronesia. We're at the halfway point. What we do?
Very solid season.
Do a quick list so everyone can see. Okay, Micronesia. To me, it's same as China. It's got to be either A or an S. The only here's what's knocking down, because here's what's knocking down.
I think me and you agree on what knocks it down. Yeah,
it's almost every favorite is a dud except for Eric and Natalie.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. It's like the favorites are so boring. Besides Eric and Natalie, who are great, and Natalie needs to come back. Change my mind, and Eric did come back. Right. But that's the problem, right? Is like, and that's the problem with fans versus favorites in general. Is that it's the favorites. Oh my gosh, Poverty, she's hot. Oh my gosh, Cherie, like strategy god. But like, there's no real love for the favorites, and that's just a season flaw. That's just a flaw in the season theme. And it'll always be. You're never going to be able to highlight the favorites, or you're never going to be able to highlight the fans as good as they should be. So that's what makes it a leaning B for me, but still an A.
But then the things that boost it are Great Winner, one of the best post-merges in Survivor, if not the best post-merge in Survivor history, did have a lot of funny moments in pre-merge with all the Chet things. And
Chet, a sad, looking back on it, I feel awful, but I also don't, because he was kind of a pussy. So, it's
two medevacs. And the two medevacs were James and Penner, two of like the fan favorites of the season.
That's another thing that knocks it, man. It's like, I wish it didn't happen.
But you did have the effing stick moment.
Yes.
And then but then another thing too is you have Yowman and Fair Play going 1 and 2. That's another thing that I think could have brought it to S if those guys had lasted longer.
Yeah, exactly. When we talked to good old Johnny Fairplay, I didn't want to talk on that too much, but yeah, definitely something that made me lose a lot of respect for him watching it. I know there might be more to the story, but of course, there's a lot more to the story. The edit made him seem terrible, made it seem awful. So that's why when I was watching it back before, I never thought I'd ever be able to speak to Johnny Fairplay about it, but I was like, oh my gosh, like this dude sucks. Like, are you kidding me right now? Because he was probably the most anticipated returnee.
Yeah.
But
okay, so sounds like we're both leaning A for Micronesia, which I'm cool with. I know some people put it at number 1. That's fine. I totally get the argument of putting it number 1. It has great characters. Some of probably the greatest. Well, I think Ozzy's the greatest blindside in Survivor history.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As well as
he was so shocked.
yeah. And then you have Eric giving up immunity, one of the greatest, probably the greatest move in Survivor history, and probably besides maybe Parvati's double idol play, but also
the dumbest.
Which, funny enough, they both involve Parvati. And just one of the most iconic moves. So it's tough, but I think there's enough holding back Micronesia to keep it out of S. Whereas Cook Islands, it's just hard to, it's just from start to finish. Cook Islands is just edge of your seat.
Yeah. Great gameplay the whole way through. I know we're talking about Cook Islands when we should be talking about Micronesia, but yeah.
So where do you put Gabon? Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first with Gabon?
All right, everybody watching this at the moment, hello to you guys that are watching. I must say something. Okay. I love Gabon. It's one of my favorite seasons.
How much did you spend on your Gabon buff?
Okay. I spent $250 for a Gabon buff until I could get one on eBay. It's a great season. People hate on it. Okay. Bob Crawley, a underrated winner. He is a good winner. I don't care. He's a crafty mother trucker and a challenge beast. He just lacks the strategy part of it. Okay. You have some. It's just a weird oddball season, and I'm a weird oddball guy. Okay, you have an Olympian who can't run. Now she's banned. She got her gold medals taken away. I love Gabon. Everybody's so weird. I would put it at a B. Leaning A.
So here's why everything you just said is wrong. The best thing about Gabon is that it was our first season in HD.
No, the best thing about Gabon for me is like, okay, you cannot tell me that Randy and Corinne are not two of one of the greatest villains in Survivor history. Randy's hilarious. Randy is so freaking funny.
And my argument with that is a season with villains is only good if it has heroes to, rival with that. I don't think, even though someone from this season ended up on the Heroes tribe, being Sugar, which was...
It's bull crap. I probably should have been on Heroes tribe, but whatever.
Or Maddie. I've been fine with Maddie. The best thing about Gabon was that we finally brought Survivor to high definition.
Bruh, it's a B. Stop playing with yourself. Come
Bob
on,
is
dude.
An okay winner.
He is.
He did have some good challenges. Maddie, I liked. I liked Maddie. Kenny was okay. He started off slow, then picked up, and then just completely fell apart. Crystal, while she was fun to watch in challenges, and her rivalry with Maddie was decent. Her alliance with Kenny was decent, is what I meant to say. Overall, Sugar, Sugar's rivalry with Corinne, okay, that was fun to watch. I don't hate the season. I would have given it an F.
Look, if you weren't here, I would be putting this in A. But because you're here, I'm putting it in B just so you won't be too pissed off at me. But
see, I'm D-leaning C. That's where I'm at with Gabon. And I feel like that's being nice.
You are despicable, dude.
I feel like if you would ask most people what they would...
Why does Gabon have a cult following, Adam? It's because some people... Yes! It's because some people...
You're the cult following.
Shut up, Adam! Okay, the people who don't have smooth brain understand how good that season is, buddy. Okay? It is an amazing season.
You
have great characters.
You alone.
Shut up! There are some great characters in there. Okay, I love it, dude. And it's just weird, right? It's like what the heck? There's Susie, who's literally a blob, literally just a giant blob who does nothing. And then you have the dynamic Corinne hates Susie, Sugar hates Corinne. Corinne tells Sugar,
that's what I'm saying. It was just everyone hating each other. It's not fun to watch.
Yes. But here's the difference between Gabon and Thailand, where people actually hate each other. It's Gabon, they make a joke out of it, okay? You have Ace, a person with a probably fake accent, who is one of the best pre-merge boots in history. Changed my mind. And then you have Bob, who's oh, Bob, this guy, he made it to the end. They allowed him to make it to the end. He's making all these fake idols. The fake idols look legitimately real. I mean, freaking the Final Tribal Council's a great Final Tribal Council. It's a terrible performance from Bob, but it's just great to see them put them through the ringer. I mean, come on, man. Let me have this. If I can have one thing, Adam, let me have this one thing.
You're asking for a lot here.
Dude,
this is my reputation you're about to ruin.
How am I going to ruin your reputation? How am I going to ruin your reputation?
I'm known as being a smart survivor.
People like Gabon. Are you telling me that I'm dumb?
You like Gabon.
Oh,
so what are you thinking? So what are you thinking? A leaning B?
Rap literally has Gabon at 24.
Who?
Rap.
Okay, well, he was paid off. He was clearly paid off.
Shut up.
That's just ridiculous.
No, we're putting Gabon at a B. Change my mind.
Oh, see, I was gonna try to make a compromise and reluctantly put it at C. Reluctantly.
I am not.
You want to make it B?
I'm not letting go. If you are making me compromise on freaking what's it called? If you're making me compromise, let me pull it up. Okay, if you're gonna make me compromise on Marquesas, you're gonna put Gabon at B because Marquesas sucks.
But look at the other Bs. You have Panama, Vanuatu, and Australian Outback. Are you telling me Gabon is on par with those seasons?
Gabon's better than Vanuatu. I'll say it here.
Oh, shot through the heart, and you're to blame.
Put it there. Look, dude, it's you. It's me and you making this together, so your reputation's not going to be too ruined. I'm already seen as a dumb person, so just do it.
We might have to use a lifeline here.
No, dude.
We might have to use a lifeline here and get a
tiebreaker.
I can't. I literally wouldn't be able to sleep for the next 4 nights in a row if we put Gabon at B. What does everyone think? We got 7 or 8 live viewers. What are you guys thinking? Tell me what you got. We need some sort of...
Okay, better than those 3 in B. Oh, you want to go to the audience? The audience is speaking, buddy.
Well, Kobe is clearly a big Curly Daddy 101 fan.
No!
He doesn't want to upset you. All right, come on. Tell us what you guys think.
It's a B, C, B. Wow, some smart individual thinks it's an S tier season. Wow, no way. A, B. Dude, I'm sorry, dude. The people are against you, Adam. You have to put it in B.
Here's the thing. You say you gave me Marquesas. We have Marquesas at C.
Yeah, Marquesas sucks. It should be freaking D.
Okay, and I'm saying the same thing. Okay, John. I like John. John, I like you.
The only person who agrees with you is John, saying it's a high C, and everybody else is saying A or B, and I'm saying B, leaning A.
Oh man, I mean, you say the reason why is because you gave me Marquesas. You thought Marquesas sucked. I convinced you to even it out at C. So if you wanted to do the same for Gabon, I would be happy putting Gabon at C and doing the same for you. But giving it a B, I might as well call off work tomorrow because I'm not sleeping tonight. All I'm going to be thinking about is us putting Gabon at B.
Gabon deserves to be a B.
John, just stop. I don't care. You must have Venmo'd him. You must have Venmo'd John in the meantime.
No.
Gabon rocks. This is just, they're trolling me now. They're trolling me.
Gabon. You have to put it B.
Me.
No other. You have to, dude. You have to. That's it. You have to put it at a B.
Oh my gosh!
Come on, man.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. All right. Let's just get it over with. You know what, John? If John's against me now, then I guess I'm alone here. All right. Gabon at B. Fine. B minus.
We did it. Gabon is your number 9 out of 40. That person likes it more than me. Golly. Okay. All right. Moving on. I got my way.
Samoa.
Oh boy. This is gonna be
Samoa.
Wait, Samoa? What about Tocantins?
Forgot about Tocantins. Tocantins is a solid A for me. I mean, some of the best characters. I mean, Coach, Tyson, JT, and Fishback are 4 of the best characters. 4 of the top 20 characters probably in Survivor history.
Yeah. And the only thing that knocks it down for me, that knocks down Tocantins, is just I wish there were more characters.
And Fishback blew it at Final Tribal.
And Fishback could have got some votes. He could have. I don't know if he could have won, but he could have got some votes.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't think he would have won. He would have had to pull out a Chris or a Todd level performance, if not better, to win. But he for sure could have got at least 2 votes, I think. And I'm a huge Fishback fan. I mean, Fishback was one of my favorite, if not my favorite Survivor, growing up. So this isn't a knock on Fishback. Love him as a character. Love him as a Survivor player. Coach, greats. The Dragon Slayer. You have Brendan. You have who was the crazy like
Tosh.
lunch lady, bus driver guy or girl? I forget her name. Wendy or Sandy? Sandy? Was it Sandy? I think it was Sandy. I love the location, the kind of like beach in the middle of nowhere. Challenges were great. You had one of the best episodes in history with the martyr approach. I agree with this. Kobe's the one good thing you said, all chat. I think it's as great as Tyson is. I don't think anything tops Tocantins Tyson.
Well, and here's the thing, because since
as
I
a
am
character, as a character,
as the resident Tyson expert here, he's great on Tocantins because like I don't want to say he's not trying to win, but like he's not trying to win as much as he probably should have. So he's really just a jokester, and same with Coach. It's probably the best coach we get.
Yeah.
And so it's the same
and
with
JT.
And it's the best JT we get. I don't know if it's the best Fishback we get. I like them on Game Changers, but
Cambodia.
Yeah. Luckily, he wasn't on Game Change to ruin that further. No, the
should have been, but
that's the thing, right? It's like we see Tyson and Coach actually trying to win later on, and they're not as enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
But they're still great. Aaron, just not as enjoyable.
Aaron was cool.
I liked Taj. I've been saying that over and over, but Taj is cool.
Yeah, if you're talking about like one-time players who have never come back but should, to me, Taj is like up there with Shane as like top three.
Taj honestly should have came back for something.
How was she not even in the running for Cambodia? That's crazy to me.
I have no idea. I would like to see her do a Blood versus Water with her husband.
Oh, you know I said Samoa because I had it wrong in the order. So another thing too is if you guys don't watch Survivor, I mean I'm assuming everyone here is a Survivor fan. If you haven't watched Survivor, in my opinion, the two best ways to start are either with the first season with Borneo or Tocantins is a great first season to come into. It has a lot of great characters. You'll understand the game, but there's not a lot of like advantage play. There's no idols played in Tocantins.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like my buddy Ryan, he's a Survivor fan. Newfound Survivor fan. He was my he was my fellow cast.
Who's your cat?
My castmate. My castmate. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Yeah, castmate on Expedition Online, and he's only seen one season of Survivor, and he started out with freaking Tony's first season, Kagayan. And I was like, oh, like it's all downhill from here then. Like he started there with like all the advantage plays and stuff, but Tocantins, it wouldn't be bad to start off with.
A lot happens, but it's a very simple season. Like you don't have to like if you would watch David versus Goliath, you'd be like, wait, why did they do that? What's flushing an idol mean? What's an advantage? What's an idol nullifier? It'd be so confusing. Tocantins is advanced enough, but simple.
But JT plays a textbook game of Survivor, an S tier game, in my opinion.
A for Tocantins?
Yes, I agree. It's not good enough to be an S. Like I wish there was a bit more. Yeah. Just a bit more. Out of Fishback at the end. Just like as far as the entire cast goes, there's a few duds. And like the thing is, like Cook Islands has a few duds, but they hide them. Like we can see that there's a few duds on Tocantins. Yeah,
and the thing with Tocantins is it's dominated by one alliance the whole game. It's part of the reason I don't like Redemption Island. Like it's tough to see. You know, Cook Islands had two very strong alliances, but one was so much better than the other, and the one that was the underdog one came back and destroyed them. That's what made it so amazing. Tocantins was just these two people, or two or three if you count Taj, dominated from start all the way to finish.
Yeah, pretty much.
Samoa is our next one. Samoa is tough because it has one of the most entertaining players if not the single most entertaining, like single person arc that we've ever seen, being Russell. Like literally put himself in the underdog position just to come back and blindside, completely change the game. I mean, we're trying to isolate the seasons here. Like we're trying to not look at the season as far as how iconic it was or how game changing it was. Because
this started the new school. This started the new school era.
Yeah, like Tocantins was the cap to what old school Survivor was. Samoa was the first new school season. Yep. But there was so many like non-important people. Like I don't want to say like I said, I don't think there's. We also tier ranked all the winners. Go check out that video, guys. I said it repeatedly during that. I don't think there's such thing as an undeserving winner or even a bad winner. Like I don't think Natalie White didn't deserve to win. I don't think Natalie White was a bad winner. Was I rooting for Russell to win that season? Of course. Do I wish he would have? Of course. If I was on the jury, would I have voted for Russell? Of course. But I think Natalie is by no means a bad winner. So I don't want to knock it down for that. But if I don't knock down Natalie for being a bad winner, I almost can't knock down any season for having a bad winner.
Yeah. Well, Natalie was a winner. Wasn't a great winner.
That is a fact.
So yeah, when we ranked Natalie,
worst edit a winner's ever had. Agreed.
Yeah, definitely the worst. Yeah, definitely a bad edit. So I'm not going to call her a terrible winner because nobody's a terrible winner except for Chris Underwood. And so I think I don't know, man, because I like the story and I like that we get the story told through Russell. I think
it's a good season.
I like that we get the story told through Russell. I just wish that sucker would have won the game. So I don't know. For me, I put a B.
Yeah, it's got to be B or C for me. The underdog win, the Kelly blindside was amazing. Even though it may have cost him the game, Eric's speech may have cost Russell the game. Eric's speech at the jury was amazing. A super interesting final tribal council, even if it didn't end up the way fans wanted. Finding idols without clues. Great rewards. Another thing about Samoa had really great rewards. I just remember that. Very interesting camp life. Great narrator. I'm cool putting Samoa in. I'd say B leaning C, but I'm cool with putting it at B.
Yeah, I would say B.
And I just want to say, guys, I know this looks like, they're never going to put seasons in D or an F. Trust me, in part 3 and 4, it's going to balance out. We're going to get some Ds and Fs.
It's going to be pretty bad.
Yeah. Past heroes and villains, from season 21, in part 3, we're going to do 21 to 30. From 21 up until Blood versus Water, 27, the only one that might not be F or D is maybe Philippines. For me. I mean, I know you put Redemption Island high for some crazy reason.
Redemption Island will be D.
Whoa, spoilers.
Sorry.
Okay, Samoa B then. Did I already do it? I already did it.
Yep.
Okay. Heroes and villains. I mean, I guess we got to talk about it. I don't think we have to. I think it's a clear-cut S. Probably D clear-cut as S.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the greatest seasons of Survivor of all time. It's just every character is awesome. If you had to make me knock it for one thing, Rupert was annoying. I don't know.
Colby was such a big disappointment. He was like probably the most. Him and JT were the two. Well, Stephanie.
But then again, it just adds to the storyline. It's like they're the heroes. That's Colby. That's Rupert. That's two of the people who were on America's Final Tribal Council. Am I wrong?
Right.
Oh, no, Colby wasn't. But Rupert, America's Final Tribal Council winner, the most popular person in all of Survivor history. JT, one of the greatest players beforehand in Survivor history, Kobe, one of the most well-loved players of all time. I mean, people don't understand, especially my age, how
And
big
James, Suri, Tom.
how big that guy was. Tom, yeah, James, all of these heroes who are like just up on this pedestal and they just get demolished. And I just think it adds to the storyline. It's like the villains are more entertaining. I don't give a crap. I don't give a I don't give
and that's not to say that the villains were like, stuck together. I mean, you had the Rob versus Russell rivalry. You had the Sandra versus Russell rivalry. You had everything with Coach. You had Tyson basically voting himself out. Like there was Danielle breaking away from Parvati and Russell. There was a lot of dysfunction on the villains tribe. So the fact that they still were able to decimate them was just incredible to see. Some of Survivor's greatest rivalries, greatest challenge moments. Again, the only thing preventing to me, there has never been a perfect season of Survivor.
No.
The closest I think to a perfect season is probably Cagayan, because to me, the single most important thing is that the best player has to win the game.
Yes, and that's what knocks heroes versus villains.
Like if there's an SS category, what do people? I know sometimes people tier rank and they do like a double S or something, or
they just be an extra, bro.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. But if we were, to me, the thing holding back heroes and villains is that Sandra. Not that Sandra's a bad player. I'm not one of those people who's like Sandra sucks, worst winner ever, but not even in the top 50. Not at all am I saying that. But I think Parvati and Russell played better games than she did. Especially Parvati for that season. I think Parvati was.
If I had to choose the outcome, I would have chosen Parv to win.
Yeah. I mean, had some of the most iconic moments in Survivor history. But the banana etiquette, there was funny moments too. There was Coach, there's Tyson voting himself. There was just so many. Russell Rob passing out and crying. That was really great to see. There was another. We had the single greatest move in Survivor history with Parvati's double idol play, which ultimately blindsided JT. Probably the only blindside that can rival Aussies in Micronesia. I mean, heroes and villains. The list just. We could literally talk for an hour about what is good about heroes and villains. So S.
Yes.
S for Sandra.
Mm.
So here's where we're at. Again, trust me, this is going to be more balanced. I know what you guys are thinking. They're just diehard Survivor fans that are only going to put like a couple seasons in D or F. Totally not the case. Trust me.
No,
the next 5 are all going to be D or F. The next 6 probably.
Maybe not Philippines.
Yeah, besides Philippines.
Until we get to blood versus water, we're gonna be pretty harsh.
And then it's gonna be a good run. You got blood versus water. You got
blood versus water. Blood versus water. Isn't that what Podium said? Brought us out of the dark ages of Survivor. Yeah. So we're about to enter the dark ages of Survivor, where pretty much everybody hates all the seasons beside Philippines. So I'm looking forward to balancing out
But then we have our second golden age or our silver age. San Juan del Sur, underrated season. You got we're gonna cap. So next episode we'll start with Nicaragua and we're gonna end with Worlds Apart. So should be interesting. Some interesting season. Just because it's probably it's the part of our 4-part series that's going to rank the lowest. I still think you guys should all tune in. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. We have an interview with Mama C, Carolyn Rivera. Speaking of Worlds Apart, Mama C coming out this Saturday. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. Lots of great stuff coming up. We got more interviews. Check out we interviewed Fair Play. We've interviewed Russell Hance. We've interviewed Carl from David versus Goliath, Terry Dietz, T-Bird, Rick Devins. Come on, man. We've interviewed some great people so far. Check us out. Just wait till season 41 comes back. This channel is going to be your guys' home for recaps, for news, for analysis, reactions, previews on the season. Going to be some good stuff. Check us out. Join our Discord. Our Discord link is down there in the description. All you got to do is click and you join, and Gideon will Venmo you $100. I'll Venmo you one or two.
Checks out.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna get the Rocky interview. We'll get that underway.
That would be interesting.
We'll get him. We listen to the people. I'm calling Rocky as soon as this ends. I don't have his number. What season is Rocky? Panama?
That was Fiji.
Fiji. Yeah. Okay. I'll call. Who do I know from Fiji? I got Earl's number. I'll call Earl. I got Dreams. I'll call Dreams. Dreams will give me Rocky.
All
right. We listen to our fans here. Subscribe, and you can pick who we interview. We'll make that happen. All right, guys.
Yeah. Unless it's.
Yeah. Join us for two people we can't get on. There's two people we will probably not be able to get.
Get the Varner interview.
There's two people we can't.